Call to order the Tuesday, July 1st, 2025 Trades Licensing Board. You were all notified electronically of the May meeting minutes. There was not a quorum in June, so there's no meeting minutes for June. If there's no objection, I'll take a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Dietrich. Seconded by Mr. Bretz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. I skipped roll call, so I'll move that to the second on the agenda. I'll take the roll. Mr. Armstrong. Here. Mr. Reeves. Mr. Panitsky. Mr. Newber. Here. Mr. Dietrich.
Here.
Mr. Ziwi. Mr. Sessler. Mr. Bretz.
Here.
Mr. Schaaf.
Here.
Mr. Hollern. Mr. Collins. Here. Mr. Yatsko.
Here.
Roll call has been taken. There is no secretary report this month. We'll move on to the public comment section of the meeting. Is there any public comment today? Any public comment today? Being that there's none, we'll move on from the public comment section on to correspondence. Correspondence for this month is as follows. Gregory Nicholson submitted a letter of intent to address the board regarding obtaining his journeyman license. Mr. Nicholson has recently completed his apprenticeship through IEC, but never obtained an apprentice license with the City of Erie. He obtained his apprentice license on May 14th, 2025. He has been employed throughout the entirety of his apprenticeship. A completed application has been forwarded to the board. On to old business. The city solicitor's office has agreed to let Jonathan McLeod follow the UCC, which the City of Erie was following during the time Mr. McLeod obtained his apprentice license. Mr. McLeod provided proof of employment as requested, and that information was forwarded to the board. A letter was mailed out on May 7th to the following applicant, informing him of his application approval: Alexei Balabanov. I knew I was going to mess that one up. All right, we can move right on to new business. The first are plumbing applications. The first applicant is Travis Bernat. Keep moving to the verifier page. Right there. Kelly, this Master 913, he's current with his master's license?
I believe so.
Okay. Because I don't know, that's why I'm asking. We'll go on to the premise that he is.
This is,
Okay, no problem. Can you scroll? Is everybody done on this verifier page? Okay. The affidavit signed and notarized. All that page is filled out. All of that's filled out. He has the time, and he has the verification pages.
you scroll back to his resume. Right there.
Page is that?
He started working in the trade at 2023?
No,
Oh, no,
20,
all right, I see, it's about 20.
yeah, he had a gap. It looks like January 20 is when he started for TJ's, who's registered. Then he had a gap between November and February of 22 to 23, and then at Mr. Reuter for 23 to present. So he did have like a 3-month gap, but it's still the right amount of time.
Did I read that wrong? On the cover sheet, did he have an apprentice license since 2001?
Where did you see that, Doug?
The very first sheet,
Okay.
right there. Oh, 2020. Sorry.
Okay.
So even with the gap, he's got time.
He's got enough time and hours, even with the gap, because it was 3 months since 2020, so. I don't see anything of objection. I'll make the motion to approve. Seconded by Mr. Paninsky. Any questions on the motion? Any questions on the motion? Being that there's none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passes. Next on the list is Thomas Langer for a journeyman license. This must be TJ's kid, I'm guessing.
Can't read off that screen up there.
You good there, Doug? Okay. The affidavit signed and notarized. Verifier 1's complete. Verifier 2's complete. The application signed.
Hold on right there. Graduated high school in 2023? 2023, right.
Graduated high school.
Right.
How old do you have to be an apprentice, sign up for an apprentice?
I don't know that, but to work construction in Pennsylvania under Department of Labor rules, you gotta be 18 to work in the field. You can work in the office under 18, but to work in the field, which that's the premise of the apprenticeship, you have to have field experience.
Correct.
He would have to do that since he was 18 years old.
And acquire 2,000 hours, or roughly 2,000 hours a year.
You can scroll up a little bit, I'm not done with that page.
It's a Jamestown license. That doesn't matter to us. I question on Doug's point, I question how he could have on-the-job experience being underage. Because he's only 20 now, so he'd have to be working on the job at 17, right? Wouldn't that be accurate?
Yeah, 23 birthdays.
Kelly, is on the first, is the birth date on the first page or no? I don't remember if it's on there or not. Or, I'm sorry, next page.
04. No. Sorry.
Yeah, there it is, 7/19 of '04.
Getting ready to turn 21.
Is there a minimum age to sign up for the city of Erie for an apprentice
That's what I'm looking for.
card?
I'm looking.
I don't think there would be, based on the premise that the owner of the construction company, whatever trade, would be responsible for that individual. So I would think that onus would fall on whoever's employing him.
Well, he's about to turn 21. So given the premise that, let's just say, when he turned 18, he started working there, okay? So wouldn't, if he's been working since the day he turned 18, then July 19th of this month, he would have been, had enough time in, right? He'd have his 3 years. Oh, he'd need one more year.
Yeah, but when would he work if he was going to high school still?
He wouldn't be going to high school in July.
Do you have to be in the field for all 4 years, or is it just a club?
Kelly, thank you. Kelly, if you would, scroll up a little bit. Up the other way. Down, I guess. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. One more, I think, get you there. Nope. Keep going. Keep going. Yeah, go through the letters. Right there. His first line on his resume states he's been at IUP for 2 years.
Do you want me to text Christie and see how we have to be
I don't even think that's going to be a
That's not a
factor.
concern, no.
Yeah, that's not going to be a factor of deciding.
He was going to college for,
So if he had 3 years, you could make that case. But if he's going to college full-time in IUP
How-
for 2 years, it's tough to give him credit for 3 years.
Yeah, how could you be working full-time going to IUP?
I'm not good at math.
And working at the Cleveland.
I can't read that.
April 1st to January 22nd on Westlake Road. He was a line cook and a busser. So he was a full-time plumber and a line cook. I don't think he got that much. He's gonna be-
intriguing.
Let me have, that's April 21 to January of 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's working 2 jobs. In high school.
Going to school? And he graduated in 23. Right? Graduated high school in 23.
Kelly, I hate to do this to you. Go all the way back to the cover page.
Well, it says, any applicant for a journeyman license, the applicant shall successfully complete a 4-year Pennsylvania board-certified apprenticeship with on-the-job training experience under direction or instruction of a master for no less than 8,000 hours in their respective trade.
There's no way he could get 8,000 hours if he was at IUP.
A licensed apprentice, upon presenting a W-2 form showing satisfactory proof that they've been working as a licensed apprentice under a licensed master contract with the city of Erie, will qualify to take a journeyman's test.
The reason why I made Kelly go back to this cover page is because if he was born in '04, he's been registered as an apprentice since he was 15.
Yeah. Is that true?
I don't know, Christie, I really don't know.
I mean, that's,
What it says. 2019 to current.
There's a lot of levels you have
If
to
that's the
deny.
case, I don't know what our responsibility is. You've now got a clear-cut case of an underage person working in the construction industry. What do we do with that information?
No, but I don't think they can.
On what grounds do you deny this first? Because there's multiple levels that don't make sense.
Well, she's checking on one.
I don't think he has the amount of time.
He doesn't have, if he was an IUP for 2 years, he couldn't possibly have 8,000 hours.
No.
That wouldn't be possible.
He can't do it if he was in high school working another job and to try to get 8,000 hours, 2,000 hours in a year, full-time job.
I mean, we could ask for a redacted W-2, right?
You would almost have to, because you gotta see how many hours he already has actually working.
So, some of the dates have to be wrong. I mean, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, the math isn't mathing on the hours. I mean, I would just say, to simplify this, he doesn't have the hours, because it's not physically possible for him to have 8,000 hours going to college at IUP for.
I'd say, I mean, to make a motion, make a motion to deny it, make a motion to deny it, and if they want to come back with more information, they can come back with more information.
Yeah, there's multiple disparities here. I don't know as though I would
I would second the
Kelly,
assess that he doesn't have the hours.
we're good. Okay, Kelly, there's a motion on the floor by Mr. Panitsky to deny the application, and it was seconded by Mr. Armstrong, correct?
Yes.
Because the reason for denial is because the information doesn't align with what the UCC code book says, okay? Because if his time in college doesn't line up with being employed full-time as on-the-job training. So that's one of the premises. There's other problems with his application too. But, so that's the motion that we're making now.
As a side note to that, though, I'd verify when he did get his apprentice license, because if he does come back, we're going to need to know that for sure. Did he get it when he was 15 years old?
So, yeah, just pass that on to Christie. Okay, so there's a motion made and seconded. Is there any further discussion on this motion? Any further?
Were you gonna request 72s?
Let's just
Christie can,
deny, let's just do the.
yeah, we're just gonna deny it now.
The motion's on the floor.
Yeah.
Got a second. Let's just deny it. We can discuss it after.
Is there any other further discussion on this motion? Any other discussion? Being that there's none, all those in favor of denying this application, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? So moved. The application is denied. The next group of applicants on plumbing are Local 27 apprentices. Kelly, just note that I will abstain on the vote on all of these. The only one, do you want to go through? We don't have to go through all of these if you don't want to. We can do it as a motion on the whole group, but that's up to you guys.
Just a point of information, these were all the ones that were supposed to be brought before the board last month.
Correct. And I would note also that this group is still a lag group from registration. So even if they take their exam, they cannot renew as a journeyman until December. Because they have to meet the hours up to September. Remember that from last year and the year before?
Well, it said on that front page of Mr. Rowan's, it's, he was an apprentice from 2020, but started the trade in 2021. Can you scroll?
It says he started the program in 21 and
Oh, right
apprentice
there,
since
yeah.
22.
So he started the program in June of 21, apprentice in 2022 to current. Is that a mistake?
It must be, because they get registered in September. They were being registered in September when the school year
Right.
started, but now, under my license, I register them in June.
21.
Well, I started that in 23, I believe. Because of this, because of this problem.
Because of this.
Because of
issue.
this issue.
The
yes.
guys were going to school, but
They were working
Or-
all
or
summer,
we're
didn't
working.
start school till September, so it didn't line up. So I just started registering them in June.
So he does have the time in.
Yes.
But he needs hours, you're saying?
No. Well, technically, they all do because they didn't get registered till September. So what we decided in the previous years is let them, since they've taken their education for the code test, their classes, we let them take the exam, but they can't renew their license as a journeyman until December renewal. So they remain an apprentice until December when the renewals come out.
Makes sense.
You started to say something all but one. You started to say something right at the beginning.
There's one in the list here, Joseph Watson. His verifier is Denny Dwyer. They filled out his stuff for him, but he's still a member of mine.
which one is that?
Joe Watson. Denny Dwyer filled out his verifier for him. So I don't have to abstain on voting on that one.
I don't know if it's proper to do every one of these as a unilateral thing. I think you have to address them each individually
Okay.
for the 5 minutes it's going to take to do that.
Okay, we'll go through them.
Yeah. Would you go to his resume, please?
What's that, Bill?
See, I think that's a fake verifier.
A fake verifier? Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping for. TJ, he started in June of 21,
Yes.
but the city doesn't have him until 22.
Until, yeah, they got registered. And it may have not even got paid until January 1, so that may be why.
But if they did 22, 23, 24, not 25, that would be in 4 years.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm
Which is,
just saying the documentation doesn't add, so we need to have something in there so that if somebody looks over your shoulder, you've justified the difference in dates.
yes.
I'll make the motion to allow the warrant to take this test.
I'll second, or I can't second it, I have to abstain.
I would like to amend that, knowing that he
That's
cannot take the test or get the license until time served. I understand why things are being played the way they are.
So the motion's been amended and seconded, is that right?
Yes,
So the motion on the floor is to approve Mr. Rowan to take the exam, but he cannot renew as a journeyman until the next renewal at the end of the year. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, there's a motion made and seconded. Is there any questions on the motion? Any questions on the motion? Being that there's none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? I abstain. The motion passes. Next is Timothy Helsley.
Same time frame.
Yeah.
Last.
Go to his resume and let's just verify that that's the case. Oh, there it is. I can't see that. Oh, man. Thank you.
June 21. So does this fall in the
Same
same
thing.
timeframe?
It's the
All
same.
these applications would fall into that same exact?
Yeah, they started work in June of 21 and school in September of 21.
Well, this one says September, year training September.
He's talking about the education.
On the bottom right there, it says.
So I'd make a motion to approve this with the same stipulations as the prior.
I'd second that.
Okay, so the motion on the floor is to approve the application for the applicant to take the exam, but cannot renew until the next renewal cycle, which would be December, as
Yes.
a journeyman.
Yes.
Any questions on the motion? Any questions on the motion? Being that there's none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I abstain. Motion passes. Mr. Andrew Oosterkamp, journeyman plumbing license.
Now, that's at 22.
Yeah, it's a typo, it has to be.
Yeah, the previous ones also said 22. That's why I was going to the
Yeah, if you look at
resumes.
his resume, it's June 2021.
Oh, okay.
June of 2021, there it is.
Kelly gets a gold star for zooming in on that.
Thank you.
Very commercial.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve this on the same stipulations as the previous two.
Okay, there's a motion made by Mr. Armstrong and seconded by Mr. Panitsky to approve this applicant to take the exam, but cannot renew his journeyman until the next renewal cycle, which would be December. Is there any questions on the motion? Any questions on the motion? Being that there's none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? I abstain. Motion passes.
In the future, they should have a copy of that apprenticeship card with these applications, so that we can see when they get them.
Okay, we can ask Christie to,
I mean, it's a part of, it's supposed to be in there.
yeah, the
It's
code,
part of the criteria for the application.
right, the code office actually has them all. So
Okay.
Christie can automatically put them in with these documents for us, if that's what you'd like to have in the future.
I mean, I think it would help everybody out to know, because you're telling us, and obviously we trust you as the president.
I would
but
hope.
we should be able to see that, you know, when they started this apprenticeship and,
Kelly, can you make a note of that? Just have Christie include a copy of their card in every application moving forward. Then we can look at it every single time. It'll just be like the last page or whatever.
yeah.
How's that? Okay, the next one is Mr. Elijah Larson for a journeyman plumbing license. Yes. He's different because he was a pre-apprentice. So he started earlier than those guys did. He started in February. He was moving materials, driving trucks around and oh, it says there, progress from a pre-apprentice to a trusted senior apprentice for 4 years.
I'm hoping to get there someday.
I didn't catch that. What did I talk there?
But his timing is still the same, correct? With,
Yeah, because of
he
the,
started in 22.
because he got registered with the entire group. So he's exactly,
I make the motion to, you know, take the exam, but he can't renew his, get his German license until time served.
okay, there's a
I'll
motion
second.
made. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mr. Armstrong. So the motion on the floor is to approve the application to take the exam, but cannot renew until the next renewal cycle, which would be December for the journeyman license. Any questions on the motion? Any questions? Being that there's none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I abstain. The motion passes. Next one is Mr. Joseph Watson.
This is the one you said was different? Because it does.
It is different because he's been registered under Denny Dwyer. And Denny filled out his verifier, I did not.
He was actually an apprentice in 21,
Yes,
so we don't have to make that stipulation.
no,
He went as far as to even add all his W-2s. So you can see every year that he worked, which helps for calculating hours.
Yeah.
That's a part of the qualification too. It says it in the application. They're supposed to include the W-2s.
To verify hours.
Right.
I think that's old verbiage. I don't know as though the city wants us having W-2s floating through the, I think that might be antiquated verbiage.
yeah,
But a redacted version just shows hours.
that's what I said earlier. I said with that other application, a redacted version of W-2s. But we have to pass that by the solicitor, I don't know what the,
So we can make the motion, or I'll make the motion to allow him to go on to take his test and advance to German right away.
yeah,
I'll second
pending he
that.
passes, of course.
That's it.
Okay, there's a motion made by Mr. Panitsky and a second by Mr. Bretz. Any questions on the motion? Any questions on the motion? Being that there's none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion passes. Next is Casey Alsabanchi.
So 22.
He's in this same class with these guys.
Scroll down or up, yep, that way. 21. Keep going, please. Here you go. Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve this individual, provided that he passes. He still has to wait until December to upgrade his license.
Okay, there's a motion made, is there a second? Seconded, motion made by Mr. Armstrong, seconded by Mr. Bretz, that the the application is approved for the applicant to take the exam, but cannot upgrade their renewal to journeyman until December. Is there any questions on the motion? Any questions? Being that there's none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I abstain. The motion passes. Next is Mr. Jarrett Furno, another guy in that group.
Just kind of a question off the norm, I guess. How do we verify hours?
You'd have to ask Christie that question. I don't know the answer to that.
By W-2. That's what it says on the application.
Does she actually get them, though, is what I think is, I don't know if there was something she talked about with the solicitor, so I'm not sure. I think the solicitor said they can't ask for them, but I don't see why they couldn't if they're redacted. You know what I'm saying? So I'll have to talk to Christie and the city solicitor, because I don't have a solid answer for
It's
that.
page 3, 1B
So,
of this paperwork. Page 3, 1B. It's the verbiage that you're talking about the W-2.
okay,
That's where it states it.
okay. Well, we'll find out from her if they provide those or not. I don't know the answer to that. So,
Make the motion that they can take the test, but not apply for, get their journeyman license if they pass until December. Is that
Okay.
correct? 12/25.
yeah, that's correct. There's a motion on the floor. Is there a second?
My second.
Seconded by Mr. Collins. So the motion is to allow Mr. Furno to take the exam, but he cannot renew as journeyman until December. Any questions on the motion? Any questions? Being that there's none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I abstain. Motion passes. Next, we're out of that group now. We're moving on to electrical applications. The first one is Gregory Nicholson. Is Gregory here? Did you have something that you wanted to say to the board? If you do, please come up to the podium.
Good afternoon. I'm sure, as you're aware with the letter, that my boss was not aware I was supposed to have an apprentice license throughout my program. So Christy asked that I be here in case any of you folks do have questions. I did complete the apprenticeship program. I did take the test already at Pearson View and passed it. I did submit that to Christy already, but if any of you folks have any questions, I'm here to answer them.
So you did, even though you weren't registered under, who is this master?
Aaron Teed.
Aaron Teed, yeah,
Yes.
it's a little hard to read. So he didn't know that he was supposed to register you, but you completed the IEC program?
Correct.
Okay. Do you have an objection to paying the back fees on the years that you didn't pay for your license?
No.
Okay. Does anyone else have questions for Mr. Nicholson?
How long has Aaron Teed been with Shawfam? Oh, Shoemaker.
With Shoemaker Electric? Oh, boy. It's either 9 or 10 years. I'm not positive.
Did you provide your certificate with the, Kelly, is it in there? Keep going.
Yeah, I did send it to her, but I have a copy here also.
Hold on, slide back, stop. Go up 2 frames, please. Well, that's his current, that's what he has now.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what Mr. Collins wants. So is your IEC certificate, is that, keep going down?
Yeah.
It's in
There it is. Well, that's it. It proves it.
Yeah, I think there's another one too. Yeah.
There it is.
Yep.
There it is. How long is that program that you go, the classes? How long does that take?
It is a full 4-year program.
It's a full 4 years? Okay.
Correct.
So is that a regular school year, September to May? Is that-
Correct.
Okay.
Just curious, is there a physical location for that in the area, or is that an online?
This was an online. They are opening a physical location this fall, I believe. I received an email asking if I would be interested in teaching at the Erie County Vocational School. I believe that's where it's going to be located.
Okay, nice.
Yes.
Oh, in the back.
Yeah.
Does anyone else have questions for Mr. Nicholson? Okay, you can
Great.
sit down.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, well, everything squares, so I'll make the motion to approve Mr. Nicholson's application. However, he must pay the back fees of his apprentice registration for the previous years.
Second that.
I made the motion. Mr. Dietrich, second the motion. Is there any questions on the motion? Any questions? Being that there's none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed?
I am opposed.
Mr. Armstrong opposes. Any abstentions? Motion passes.
First, you just made a note that it'll be with the fees, every $450 if you guys approved it, so.
Well, that's what we did. Okay. The motion passes. Mr. Nicholson's approved. One more. Electrical. I think that's a typo, Thomas Sokor.
Is he currently an apprentice?
He's a member of IBEW 712.
Is this the one
This is-
for Bruce Morales?
Yeah, this is Bruce Merrilees.
Morales?
They have a master's license with the city. Oh, yeah, 350.
Kelly, would you mind blowing that up a little, please? Thank you. Thanks.
So I'm sorry, what's he looking for?
He wants to take the journeyman exam. $54 years experience from his verifier.
I'm assuming that this is a typo.
Where?
Journeyman electrician, IBEW Local 712, Newcastle. Says 2019 to 2002.
That's his whole local.
Where do you see that? What page is it on?
I would say,
On his resume or?
yeah.
Okay, all the way down to the end then.
It's on that paper there. It's down a little. Right there.
Oh, yeah, that has to be a typo. You can't go back in time. So,
Oh, yeah. Unless he went 2002 to 2019 in August. That is, you might have that trim first with 2 dates.
Yeah.
If you scroll up just a little bit. So 2019 to present, so that's what it is, he has that backwards.
Right. After he graduated from apprentice school, it looks like, right?
And he has a diploma from the apprenticeship. Did he submit a diploma?
He passed algebra.
There it
Page
is.
17, he has a letter from the
Oh, hold on.
That's the JTC.
Slide down.
JTC.
Go up.
One more.
Kelly.
That one.
That's the JTC.
Nope, that's a reference.
Well, that's what it is then, the 2002 to 2017, when he was in the apprenticeship.
2002 to 2007. So he completed the apprenticeship quite a while ago.
Right. That's just, keep going. There it is, that's the certificate.
Oh,
There you go.
Oh, that's Riggers, no, keep going, that's just, keep scrolling.
there it is.
Well, that's with the state, yeah.
Right.
So June, and it's a 5-year program, so it's, all that stuff.
It matches the date at the thing that's backwards. Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Scroll a little bit more. That's it. Okay. He's looking for taking the journeyman's test, but he never held an apprentice license.
I mean, there's a couple different routes we could go here.
It's the same circumstance.
It's the same circumstances as the last applicant.
Yep.
So he'd have to pay, in my opinion, he would need to pay, if this board agrees, he would need to pay the back license fees for the time he didn't have the apprentice card.
Yes.
That's my comment on that.
Well,
He did approve a state-approved apprentice, or he did complete a state-approved apprenticeship. He does work under a master in accordance to the UCC code. He definitely has the hours. So,
He has the hours and the education.
Is that a motion, TJ?
I didn't make a motion.
I motion to accept it pending what you said.
Okay, Mr. Collins made the motion to approve his application to take the journeyman exam, but he will have to pay the back fees of the apprentice card, just like the previous applicant.
Second that.
Mr. Dietrich seconds the motion. Is there any discussion? Any questions on the motion? Any questions on the motion? Being that there's none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Opposed.
Mr. Armstrong opposes. Any abstentions? No abstentions. Motion passes. That concludes all the business that needs to be conducted today with the Trades Licensing Board. We will see you at our next meeting, Tuesday, August 5th, 2025, at 1 p.m. I'll take a motion to adjourn. Motion by Mr. Schaaf. Seconded by Mr. Dietrich. All those in favor? Aye.